Hello, I'm replacing a turn signal multifunction switch on a 2000 Ford Windstar. This has been a bit of a bear, but I've learned a few things along the way I want to pass along. The key to this is the little lever that allows you to move the steering wheel up and down. I found it impossible to remove, even though my Haynes manual says you take a little wrench and loosen it. As you can see, I've chewed it up a little bit because I tried to, even with the towel, grab it with a pair of channel locks and move it. Not moving. So let's just go over really quickly the things you're going to need to remove. The first thing you remove is this panel. Oops, sorry about that, guys. Let's put that up. There are a total of 2 panels below that you remove. This metal one and the plastic one that covers it. Oh, I might have it upside down, but you'll see those. To remove those, there's a total of 5 screws. The next thing you must do is remove the instrument bezel in order to remove the steering column plastic bezel. So here it is. That's out. There are 2 screws underneath, and then there's one right there and one right there. So a total of 4 screws. 1 screw here, 1 screw up there, and then on the other side correspondingly. You cannot remove that piece without removing that. If your manual acts like you don't need to remove it, that's not true. At least in my case. Perhaps an older generation Windstar, you could do that. Okay. In order to remove this piece, however, you have to remove the ignition. And you do that, it's not bad. You do that from underneath. So there's the hole where the ignition usually is. You come from underneath. It's going to be really hard to show, but there's this little spot underneath where, let's get some better light, where you depress that button. And I just used this little tiny screwdriver. You press it, and then you pull the ignition straight out. You set it there. Oh, and disconnect your negative battery cable before you do this. So you've got the 2 lower covers off. You have the ignition removed. You've got the instrument panel bezel removed. This piece fits with the piece below. It's really hard to do this after I've taken it all apart. Anyway, that fits down there lower. It joins up with this piece here. So there's 2 halves make the whole. So that's off. There are 2 Torx screws. One you'll find here at the top. In addition, there's this wiring harness. You depress this little tab here and pull. And a lot of times these are a real pain. This one came out without too much hassle. Now here's the whole point of the video again. In order to remove this bottom plastic piece, you're supposed to unscrew this lever and pull it away, and this would drop down. I cannot get this off, and I don't want to risk using more torque or strength and breaking it. So I discovered, normally it sits like that. You can push it away, and then I don't know if you can see. Back here is the other Torx screw. Why is it? There it is. There it is. And so you'll take a Torx screwdriver. This is the proper size, but it's not long enough to get past everything you need to get past. So I've got a 1/4-inch drive, extension, and this style Torx socket that is skinny. You get up in there. I'm holding the camera and doing this at the same time, so you can. Shoot, it's gonna be hard to do. Hold on, camera. Let's see if I can switch hands and do it. Okay, there's the position you'll end up being. You've got enough room now. See, now I'm turning it. And I can feel the screw coming out. And now you can see this is loose. Now I've got both Torx screws removed again. There's one here and there's one on the bottom in the exact same position but on the bottom. You've unplugged this. And even though this plastic is still here, you can easily remove the old one. And there's the location of the bottom Torx screw hole. Top one, see how they're the same? So once you realize you don't need to remove this bugger, this lever, to adjust the steering wheel up and down, life is going to be a lot easier when you do this project. Thanks.